Imagine a nation helping a terrorist organization grow, even helping to the extent of allowing it to capture power, and then facing attacks from the same organization. This is the tale of Pakistan and Afghanistan. Why are we even looking at this news right now? Yesterday, Pakistan has launched airstrikes on Afghanistan's border areas, killing 50 plus people. What is the conflict all about? This line that separates Afghanistan with Pakistan is the Durand Line. This line was divided or drawn on the map by the British government in the 19th century. Currently, Afghanistan is ruled by Taliban. However, Taliban doesn't agree to this line as their formal borders. Why is the case so? Taliban speaks in favor of Pashtuns, and Pashtuns have been very unscientifically divided between Afghanistan as well as Pakistan. We can see a considerable population of Pashtuns represented in green present in the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa region of Pakistan. So, for Taliban and Afghanistan, these territories actually belong to Afghanistan and not Pakistan per se. If this is number one reason for the conflict, number second is the presence of TTP. TTP stands for Tehrik-i-Taliban Pakistan, which is an offshoot of the Taliban present in Afghanistan. Now, what does TTP wants? TTP wants to create an Islamic state in Pakistan. It wants to destabilize the government and have or replace it with a pure Islamic state. Now, why is Pakistan worried about TTP? Pakistan blames the Taliban of Afghanistan of sheltering and aiding TTP as a terrorist organization in Pakistan. These are the two major reasons as to why both of them have been fighting against each other. Durand Line was drawn on the map by the Britishers in 1893. It is a line that segregates 2,640 kilometers between Afghanistan and Pakistan. In 2021, Taliban came back to power. USA had attacked Afghanistan in the early 2000s and Taliban was thrown out of power. However, 20 years later, Taliban returned to power in Kabul. US fled from Afghanistan. So, since Taliban has captured Kabul and reclaimed its power in Afghanistan, Taliban and Pakistan have started facing problems amongst themselves. One of the biggest reasons is the presence of Tehrik-i-Taliban Pakistan, TTP, in creating troubles for Pakistan. Pakistani air forces have every now and then since 2021 been launching airstrikes into Afghan's territories. The deadliest of these airstrikes was carried out in the month of March. If we look at the timeline of this episode, we can understand that the year 2026 has particularly been a very problematic year for both these nations. Since the beginning of 2026, Pakistan has been launching strikes upon Afghanistan in response to TTP's attack. TTP on January 23rd attacked Dera Ismail Khan, which is a city basically in Pakistan, killing 7 civilians. Next, on February 6th, Islamabad saw a mosque bombing which killed almost 30 people. This ended up becoming a massive pressure on the Pakistan's government to act against TTP. But however, Pakistan's government said the TTP was being sheltered by Taliban of Afghanistan. February 16, again, an attack took place in Pakistan, killing 11 Pakistani soldiers. After all these continuous attacks in just 2 months, Pakistan's government decided to respond back. And the response of Pakistan was in the terms of Operation Ghazab Lil Haq, whereby Pakistan's Air Force carried out airstrikes in Afghanistan soil. This was the first airstrike carried out by Pakistan's Air Force in this year, that is 2026. In the month of June 2026, an open war has been declared between both the nations. Yesterday night, Pakistan's Air Force carried out 3 attacks in 3 eastern regions of Afghanistan, targeting Kabul, the capital city of Afghanistan, Kandahar and Paktia. This has been one of the most devastating airstrikes of Pakistan since the beginning of 2021, when Taliban came back and captured power in Afghanistan. Pakistan's Defense Minister Khwaja Asif has declared an open war against Afghanistan. Please remember, these two countries aimed to come closer to each other. Pakistan prior to 2021 had hoped that by bringing or installing Taliban into Kabul, Pakistan will end up controlling the deep state in Afghanistan and thereby create troubles for India. But the dreams have all laid bare. In fact, the reverse has ended up becoming true for Pakistan. Rather than controlling Taliban, now they are facing constant attacks from Taliban. It is almost they created Taliban and then Taliban has gone against them. So, in response to the Pakistan's airstrikes, Taliban has launched ground offensives whereby they have also started capturing several Pakistani border posts. Now, what this means on a larger context, both the countries attacking each other means a humanitarian crisis evolving in Afghanistan. Already, the early 2026 conflicts have brought massive number of people towards the Torkham crossing. It's a crossing between both the countries where people have started moving in such huge numbers that the crossing has now become overwhelmed. Thousands today remain stranded in this particular border without food, water, medicines and shelter, which is going to create a big trouble for both the countries in the near future. A particular mention has to be made of the March 17 attack on Afghanistan. PAF, the Pakistan Air Force, launched an attack on Kabul. Pakistan said, we are attacking a genuine hideout of TTP in Kabul. Whereas Taliban claimed that Pakistan had attacked a drug rehabilitation center in Kabul. Pakistan said this was an allegation that Taliban put. However, Taliban countered by saying that Pakistan's strikes had killed almost 400 of these people who had been in this drug rehabilitation center. So the March 17 episode became a huge point and a pressure in this conflict. How are things going to go in the future for both the nations? Right now, both Qatar and Turkey have been trying to mediate between Pakistan and Afghanistan, but things have not moved in the right direction. All right. Right now, both the nations, rather than coming to the negotiating table, have been seen that they have been mobilizing military forces. That means there is some anticipation that a larger war could begin between Pakistan and Afghanistan. Please remember, Pakistan on one hand is trying to broker peace between Iran and USA. On the other hand, in its own domestic affairs, it is facing attacks by TTP as well as it is attacking Afghanistan. So, if the conflict continues to grow, then it would not just remain a conflict between both these countries, it would end up becoming a major point of problem for the entirety of South Asia. A lot of these stranded people can be diverted towards India, and it could create a major national security problem for India. And since India has great interest in Afghanistan's stability, this is a very bad news for India per se. In fact, the Pakistani government has blamed India for whatever is happening in Pakistan. Recently, the TTP ended up attacking Karachi and killed around 3 security personnel. So Pakistan blames India for the Karachi attacks. The government of India has rebutted these allegations and has called for Pakistani establishment to see within themselves as to how their attempts of creating terrorist organizations has backfired and they have come back to bite them. So this episode overall is a major disaster for Pakistan as a growing power in South Asia. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.